Senator Blackburn.
Thank you, Madam Chairman, and thank you to each of you for being here today. As you can see, there's a wide range of issues that people are concerned about. Mr. Kirby, I want to come to you first. In November, Bloomberg published a piece on how United Airlines is leading the charge on implementing President Biden's unconstitutional vaccine mandate. U.S. District Judge Mark Pittman stated that you expressed, and I'm quoting, skepticism and apparent disdain for any religiously motivated exemption request. So, what we're finding out, and I've got a Tennessean that is in this group, I represent the state of Tennessee, that there are individuals that were denied, that all of your religious exemptions were denied. So we're also finding out about their pay having been cut at the time that that exemption was filed. So before they filed the exemption, did you inform these workers that they were not going to be paid even if they applied for a religious exemption?
Well, thank you, Senator. And first, we did implement a vaccine requirement at United Airlines. We did it in August, before there were any federal, state, before there were any requirements from anyone, one direction or the other. We did it purely as the right thing to do for safety, and I'm happy to explain why, if you'd like. But we did it purely for safety and did it well before any federal requirements. I think you got some perhaps incorrect information. We accepted about 80% of the religious requests. So 80% of the religious requests were accepted.
Okay, but the other 20% that you did not accept, were they made aware that they would not be paid, even though they were working while their request was being considered, that they would not be paid when that was denied?
So we notified people, anyone whose request was, the 20% who did not get a religious exemption, we gave them notification and gave them approximately 35 days from that date to get vaccinated if they wanted to. And they were fully paid for that entire time. And to my knowledge, almost all of them chose to get vaccinated instead of leave the company.
So how many employees were fired? And because of this, and then how much money did they lose? Do you want to clarify that for the record?
So we got 99.7% of our employees vaccinated, which for a workforce in the United States of just under 70,000 means that about 200 people chose to leave the company.
About 200,
right.
Okay. All right. Well, it seems like you're all talking about needing employees, so it seems like you also would be able to find a workaround on this for people who either have had COVID, don't want the vaccine, cannot take the vaccine. I've talked to so many people who medically have been advised, do not get vaccinated because they have a complex medical issue. So it seems like you all could find a workaround on this. I want to talk to each of you about what is happening with 5G implementation, because we had 6 former chairs of the FCC that sent a letter to Chairman Rosenworcel and the NTIA's acting administrator regarding their concerns with the FAA's decision to delay 5G implementation. And at the end of the letter, the chairs, and I'm quoting, encourage all stakeholders to work together toward a speedy resolution of the issues in this ban, and to ensure these surprises do not become a recurring feature of American spectrum management in the future. The recent decision undermines America's efforts to remain a leader in 5G. And of course, we're looking at what is happening with China, with their Belt and Road Initiative, with great power competition. And so we are quite concerned about this. Mr. Lauter, I want to come to you on this because it is my understanding that Delta has invested heavily in 5G for security. So we would hope that you all are looking for a path forward to work not only with us but with regulators on the deployment of 5G and making certain that it is not delayed?
Well, Senator, thank you. And I can't speak specifically to any investment in 5G. I do know that the safety concerns with aircraft and aviation are very real. And I also know that there's a solution here. We've seen it in other countries as they've implemented 5G. And with a combination of power adjustments and location, we could absolutely solve this and live in a world where there is 5G available.
There are 39 countries that have implemented 5G and have had no issues that we're aware of. Have any of you on the panel experienced any issues or problems with 5G?
No, but I think if you were to ask us what our number one concern is here in the near term, it is the deployment of 5G, because the FAA has issued an airworthiness directive that would significantly impact our operations once it is deployed on January the 5th. So that's the essence of the concern. It's not an airline concern per se. The FAA is uncomfortable with the safety risk. And as a consequence, the impact on our operations to mitigate that would be a significant setback.
Seems like we could find a workaround on this. I'm over time, but I appreciate that, and we will continue the conversation on the issue. Thank you, Madam Chair.
Thank you for bringing that.